Okay, so now we're going to move it right along. So Maylin showed you how to clean the crabs, stone crabs. We do it this way because I like the freshness of the crabs. So we buy it from the market. We cook it or steam it about 15 minutes. If you're going to boil it, about 20. You don't need that much time, but we do that. And she cleans it. The alternative is go to your seafood market in any local grocery store. They have a container about this size of fresh crab. Well, not fresh, but canned crab meat is good. Also, you can buy it. It's also in a bag. So you can just ask anybody in the seafood department. They can help you with that if you don't want to go through this agony. We do because we're, again, economical reasons. Now, inside the soup, we're going to put a can of, this is minced crab and spice. You normally can buy this in an Asian market. Any Asian market you find, you can buy this, okay? I used a large can because the pot is large. I mean, you want to use a larger can, okay? Unless you're cooking for one. And you also put whole tomatoes. It doesn't necessarily have to be Hunt's. I like Hunt's, but you can buy the store brand, whatever you want. I like Hunt's. I use Hunt's in my crab soup. So, whole tomatoes, okay? Don't get the ones with the basil. Just get it exactly the can that I have. And it's just, you know, nothing added, whatever, no salt, no da 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 da. You're fine with that. I know you like the da 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 part. I got that from a show. Anyways, we're going to add this to the soup. So we're going to go ahead and open our cans. And for my size soup, I did a little pre-work. It usually takes about 4 cans. This is the 3rd can. This is what I'm going to add at this particular time because after 10 hours, this soup takes about 20 hours to cook. After 10 hours of it cooking with the tomatoes, you want to add it in before the last 2 hours, the 2 last cans. So in order to stop it from spilling and splattering and yada yada, all that good stuff, we take the big Spanish spoon, dump that in, catch the tomatoes, and then put it in there. And you see, no splattering. And you want to take all that juice because you paid for it. So that's why I'm going to take all the juice. I paid for it. So you want to do the same. And if you're on a low budget and you want to splurge and make this Asian soup, that's what you want to do. Then you want to add, in that size pot, about 2 to 3 of these cans. This is going to be my 3rd can and final can. And the final can is always added 2 hours before the soup is done. Again, the soup takes about 18 hours. You cook it overnight. If you have that luxury, leave it on very, very low, the lowest you can get it. I just poured in the whole tomatoes. And now we're going to pour in this crab finely chopped minced spice can from the Vietnamese store. You will find it in any ethnic store but Vietnamese store, okay? This one won't splatter because it's kind of very creamy. So you want to take all the little ingredients out of there. And I rinse it out because I don't like mess. So, let's stir it a little bit. We want to stir this in. So now you see the whole tomatoes in there? That looks delicious. Yes. Then, I'm going to teach you, this is all for the topping. The soup portion is done. It's going to cook for another 3 to 4 hours. 2 hours, you can eat it and test it out. We're going to clean some scallions, green onions, and I'm going to show you how to clean just one. And chop them for your toppings. Okay, so you're going to take the root off. What you want to do is peel the first leaf off because you'll see there's little specks of dirt. Nobody wants to eat dirt. So if I don't feel like cleaning it, I pull it off just like that when I don't want to clean that so thoroughly. So now we're going to go to the sink. We're going to rinse this off because still it could be dirt. And we're rinsing this off. My friend is cleaning. He works for me. His name is Will. But he doesn't want to get on camera today, so you won't see him. But the next cooking episode, we will put him on. All right? So now this is thoroughly clean. He's very handsome. He's just like, he doesn't want to be on TV right now. All right? So we're going to dice this green part. The white part we're going to separate. I'm going to dice it very, very thin, as fast as you can. Since I've been doing this since I was 13, I can do it pretty fast. Don't chop your fingers. Turn your fingers inward. I had a problem with that in cooking school. In cooking school, I couldn't turn my fingers inward, so I didn't chop my fingers either because, like I said, I've been chopping these things since I was 13. I pretty much cut myself all the time when I was younger, so I don't have to do that professional. If you want it a little finer, which I do, it's like that. So this is the size of the green onions, or the scallions that you commonly know. Then the white portion, we can do two things. One, we can also cut it that way, which is this. Or, I'm just going to show you that quickly. Or we could do what my mother likes. You don't do it with this knife, but I am going to do it with this knife because I don't have time. So we're going to split it open, a line in the middle, turn it, a line that way, then you see it opens up.
Wow.
Then, and this is all for the topping of the soup. You want to make it look like a little tiny flower, and you will. And you shouldn't use this type of knife, but I'm doing it with mine. Oops, I messed it up a little bit, but that's how it should look, or a lot better. And let me show you something that I did with a proper size knife, and it looks like this. And so it opens up in the soup as a flower.
Wow.
We're going to push that side. We will use it, so don't think we're going to waste this. We're not. We're going to put all that in the soup. Here. Nothing, nothing. So now, this is part of the topping also. This is limes, and we're going to cut them 4 ways. And the reason I'm showing you this is because most people don't remove this white membrane, because that's exactly what it is. We slice it down here, and you see how that opens up? So when you squeeze the juices, it's easier for the juices to come out in the soup. And we'll do that with all 4. And you see how that's done? Look how pretty that looks. And you know that you're going to get all the lime juice. And this lime scallions are essential for Asian cooking. Okay? Now, we're going to chop cilantro. I'm sorry, cilantro. Cilantro looks like this. It has like a, not a minty smell, a greenish smell, but it's also kind of refreshing. Okay? So it's not a parsley, but it's a different kind of taste. I have 2 friends that don't like cilantro. They think it tastes like soap. I, on the other hand, don't think that way. And most Asian people and Spanish people, we use cilantro in most of our cooking. So, we're going to just chop this up finely, or as much as you want. And I'm going to just show you how fine that you can chop it. And it sits on top of your plate. You want a nice decorative plate. So that's the cilantro. And I want to show you this. This is mint. Actually, this is peppermint. And in Vietnamese cooking, we use a lot of peppermint in the toppings of all our dishes, mostly. And a lot of the Asian dishes that have these fresh herbs on top, you can notice that the people are a lot healthier. They eat this non-stop all day long, all the time, 24/7. So you can take heart in knowing that peppermint is very, very good for you. Very good. Scallions are very good. Fresh scallions, we're not cooking them. Cilantro is very good for you. And those foreign countries, or foreign for me because I'm American, but I was born in Vietnam. I was raised here, so therefore I'm American.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is another leaf that we use. And this is called, and I want to see if you could get a nice look of it. Look of, you know, this is how they look. You can go in any Vietnamese, Cambodian, or Thailand store and you will find this leaf. It's called Ram Ram. And it's spelled R-A-U hyphen with a squiggly hyphen, the Asian hyphen. And I'm sorry if I sound a little ethnic, but that's what it is. And it's R-A-U again. So R-A-U, squiggly hyphen, and R-A-U is Ram Ram. Okay?
Ram Ram.
Cambodian people will have this, Thailand people will have this, and Vietnamese people. Chinese people, some of them, if they cater to the Vietnamese, Cambodian, Thailand. Okay? So that's what we want you to see. Ram Ram. This also is a topping. So that concludes our topping. Then we're going to use these certain types of noodles. And they are very, 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 and if you can see the width of it, very, very thin noodles here. This is the brand I like. You don't have to use it. This size noodle is what you're going to need though. And then and it's 4, you can see it is divided in 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually 5. I was wrong. So it's 5. So say for example, you're only going to need 2 of these slabs or these pieces. You would take these out, soak them in water, and then you would boil what you soaked. So we're going to do that in our second process. Just to let you know, if you don't need a pack, you don't have to use the whole pack. I like to reserve what I don't use in Ziploc bags. I am a Ziploc freak. So Ziploc bags are a must in this house. Store everything in it. What you don't want, throw it away. With the whole Ziploc bag, you know what I mean? So I keep them in business. This sauce is also for a topping. We're going to show you the whole dish with everything in it. This is called fine shrimp sauce. Normally only in Cambodian stores or Vietnamese. Some Chinese stores will hold this. You have to read if it says fine shrimp sauce. If it doesn't say fine, it say medium or large. Don't get any of these for this soup. Those other types or size of the fine shrimp, it's going to be a little different for a different dish. So everything we have is for a certain dish. This is for this dish. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to make one of the other toppings. I have a little bird. That's the bird. I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of that bird. That bird is working my last nerve. Listen, that bird is gone.
Walking bird, kill it.
Okay, so we're going to put the shrimp in. So the shrimp that Maylin cleans, I'm going to put a few in. So for this dish, we'll put 3. Anyways, this is going to come to a boil. This is going to get, the shrimp is going to get pink. You know it's done. And I do this to make sure the shrimp is thoroughly cooked. This is the one that I made before I started filming this. This is going to go on top of the soup. And it looks like a lot, right?
Too much water.
Ooh.
It's not a lot.
It's not.
And you hear that voice that's saying too much water? He's Dominican, I'm Vietnamese. He's going to tell me how to cook this food.
Shut the hell up.
I've been cooking since I was 13. He ain't telling me nothing about this food.
Shut up.
If you Vietnamese, you can.
Sure.
Now, that's going to be Maylin's dish. Right?
Because I'm such a hard working woman.
That's right.
Yeah, she gets first dibs.
Right, so now we have a spoon. She has a chopstick there. She's going to put this sauce. And that's why we put the little dish, because sometimes have a tendency to use too much water. That's the fine shrimp.
I love this.
Didn't I say it was too much water?
Shh.
So I just work with it.
It's
and
coming
one
out.
part of the...
Too much water. Like I
Look
said.
at it. It's a huge soup. This is...